Accompany us to Iceland, because here you can still find one of the North Atlantic's largest stocks of wild salmon.
Immediately when I hooked one fish, I'm starting to think about the next one.
I think salmon fishing is much more than a hobby for me. I think it's a passion.
Iceland offers fantastic landscapes with rivers and lakes everywhere, whether in the form of waterfalls or bubbling out of the ground. And fishing possibilities are many. You can find trout and char everywhere, but the silver Salmo Salar is the king of the river.
Completely out of the water. Full of eggs.
This film will take you on a salmon safari with Icelandic guide Arnie Beldertsen and Kenny Frost from Denmark, who is fishing here for the very first time.
Yeah. Oi! Oh la la! Holy cow!
They will visit several of Iceland's best salmon rivers, and believe me, they are going to have some great fishing. First stop is the River Sog, 50 kilometers southeast of Reykjavik. Kenny is an experienced fly fisherman. He has worked as a guide in Norway and also teaches casting. But he is still very excited before they start fishing. Iceland is different, just like the salmon fishing. Here there are different flies and techniques. Arnie is a well-known salmon fisherman and Iceland's largest fishing agent. Much of his time is spent fishing, and salmon fishing is his big passion, so it pays to listen when he explains the special Icelandic techniques.
I think we should use two different things.
Okay, then I have to change it for intermediate.
No, full floater.
Full float.
Full floater.
Okay.
And I have the fly for you.
Okay.
Because this one might not work, you know?
Yeah, okay.
And then it's better you fish something bigger. Look here. This is a big mess. You don't want to see this. Look. Here is the fly.
Oh, okay.
Do you have something like this, more friendly?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
You should put something like this on.
Okay.
A full floater.
Yeah.
Cast it very much across and strip it all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay.
And if I have small hitch tube, you have the big one, we cover everything. Iceland is famous for floating line, delicate fishing, riffling hitch, surface takes, action on the top. And this is something that people, they go mad for. Well, Kenny, we are here in the south coast of Iceland now.
Yeah.
And we have decided to give it a go here. On this river. It's called River Sog, which is the biggest river of Iceland, and that is a clear water river, the biggest one which Iceland have. And this one is called the Hvítá, and it's called the mother of all rivers in Iceland because it has so many tributaries. It's a huge system. So Sog is one tributary. Our Tungufljót is another tributary, Stóra-Laxá is another tributary, so it must be a system of maybe 500 kilometers of a river, you know, all together.
Yeah.
And we have it's a kind of a interesting place because all the salmon who are coming into Hvítá, this will be the first stop here because this is the first corner where clear water meets glacier water.
Okay.
So they will stop here for a little while, maybe for half an hour, maybe for an hour. So it's depending a little bit upon luck if the fish are here or not. If they're here, we're going to catch them. If they're not here, obviously we're not going to catch them, you know. But it's an interesting place. We'll give it a try. We will try with riffling hitch, and you have what do you have? Sunrise shadow. Yeah, that's good. So we can even be lucky and hit a big fish here.
Yeah,
you know,
that'll be nice.
there's a big fish place. We give it a little go, yeah?
Yeah. I've been fishing for salmon and sea trout almost the most of my life, and I've been fishing many different places around the world, but never been at Iceland before. I've been seeing a lot of movies and read a lot of books about it, but I've never thought that I should be able to fish in Iceland, because I think it's quite expensive. It's totally wonderful to sit here, actually sit here in Iceland beside a beautiful river, crystal clear water, and think about all the salmon running up, ready to be caught on this rod by this hand. Oh, I'm so excited. I think it will be a wonderful time.
At last, Kenny can make his first cast. After only a couple of casts, a fish breaks the surface.
Yeah, got it.
And he's on.
Yeah. Incredible. I've just been fishing for Iceland about 5 minutes. Now I've been fishing all summer in Norway. I only caught 9 salmon. Whole summer. Welcome to Iceland. A beautiful salmon. Perfect. Just look at it. Why? Oh, that's a beautiful fish.
Kenny has taken his first Icelandic salmon, fresh run from the sea.
Very dangerous fly. Black Francis conehead. Salmon fishing is like a school which takes you a lifetime and you never graduate it. It's like you get addicted to it. If you have it in your blood, you need to fish all the time, like feeding, like drinking, like everything. You need your fishing to, I don't know, you need to feed your soul with being out and fish. And you need it, it's like addiction. You get so hooked on it. It's a passion of life, I think. And the beauty of it is probably it's so hard. You have to. It's nothing free in salmon fishing. You have to work hard for every fish, and you have to be smart. And I think you are always on the revenge, because you will always make a mistake, and you need to do better next day, and etc. etc. So yeah, and of course the nature and everything. Okay, I'm going to give it a little try. It's that calm here.
Conditions for Icelandic salmon fishermen can vary dramatically, and like Arnie, they have to call upon a larger repertoire than regular salmon fishermen. The salmon are shy in this clear water, and won't take properly, just nibbling the fly.
And now, again. Fuck. 2 times. Strange.
Arnie speeds up his retrieve.
Up, up, up. Oh la la.
That's what was needed to induce the salmon take.
But this place here can be magic in the evening because it's the 2 rivers meet each other, and one is a glacier river. And I think many times the fish during the day, they hang around in the glacier, milky water, and they come out in the evening.
The small Francis, tied on a golden treble hook, sits well in the salmon's top jaw, and Arnie backs out towards the shore over the volcanic Stone River bed and steers it into land.
This is a typical Icelandic salmon. We have a lot of 4 to 10 pounders. Then we have quite a few from 10 to 16, 18 pounders. And then they start to be rare after 18 pounds. But we catch a few 20, 24. And the biggest one you can expect in Iceland is probably not bigger than 28. And every 3 or 4 years we have 30, 32 pounds. But that's a nice fish. You know, he's very healthy, in a good shape, and fighting very well, actually. So he deserves to be released. Very good. Always nice to catch fish here. One evening, a few years ago, I caught 16 fish here in a row. In afternoon and the evening. It was fantastic, and the biggest one was 22 pounds. So that's part of the reason you're salmon fishing. You never know what to expect. You can be here and you catch nothing for the whole day. And you come again and you catch 16.
But Iceland has more to offer. The landscape is alien, with geysers that spit boiling water, warm springs, impressive waterfalls, and dramatic vistas. Game fish are to be found everywhere. And on the island, there are more than 70,000 Icelandic horses. And over 1 million sheep. But for us, the salmon is still the best this land of ice and fire can offer. After that little tour, we're back at Tanistad on the River Sog, where Kenny is still gripped by salmon fever.
Ever since childhood, there's something about, especially the salmon and sea trout fishing. For me, it turns me on. I don't know what is the special with it, but I've been thinking about it many times, and I think it's many small factors who give the perfect fishing for me. The salmon are running up a river with a strong current and with a magnificent scenic around it, and it's so strong and so beautiful and so silver. And it takes the fly up in the surface, and it's perfect. I love to fish with fly and see the salmon comes up and grab a hitch fly or a sunrise shadow just below the surface. That's amazing. I'm never getting tired of it.
Several salmon are moving on the edge of the current against the milky glacier water of Vita, and Kenny wants to fish again.
Yeah.
With a double-handed 14-foot rod, Kenny presses the fish to the side, and it is soon ready to land. Nearly. And he can steer yet another Icelandic salmon into the shore. The River Sog delivers the goods.
Male fish, 4.5, 5 kilo. 4.5, I think.
The next morning, it's Arnie's turn, with a new fly.
Here we have a Monroe killer, and this one is going to be the starter of today. And later on we might try something heavier. I'm sure there is a fish here because our friend Kenny, he took an early pee this morning, went outside, and he heard this huge splash here, so it was a monster fish. So we are going to try our luck now. Ah, fish.
And when they see fish up by the surface, something happens to the salmon fishermen.
It's a hot spot there. Up, he's on, up. Monroe killer, word again. Now the little strip made all the difference because I fished the fly over this fish the traditional way, just let the fly go drifting with the stream, and then I stripped fast over him and he took on the first cast immediately. So the technique is very important when salmon fishing. You have to be thinking all the time. Off! This one came off. You cannot always be the winner. That's the reason we are salmon fishing. If we would be landing all the fish, we would probably not have any fun or excitement. Bastard. Okay.
Arnie has lost many a big fish. He'll never forget the biggest of all.
The biggest fish I have lost in Iceland, and I've landed many big fish, even few over 40 pounds. But the biggest fish I lost in Iceland was actually on this river, further upstream. And I was fishing on another river in the south, a river called Stóra Laxá, which is actually a tributary to the Hvítá River. And I have a beat on lease, private beat upstream on this Sog River, and we were passing the bridge on the way home to Reykjavík, and I say to my friend Gunnar, I have a funny feeling we should go to my beat. I think something is going to happen there. I can just feel it. And so he said, we are in a hurry, we should go home. I said, no, we need to go to my beat. There is something there. I have a kind of a wish. So we come there, and we are sitting on a rock beside the best pool, tackling up, when this huge salmon come head and tailing. It's monstrous, monstrous. And Gunni says, this is a seal, this is not a salmon, it's a seal. And I said, no Gunnar, it's a salmon, it's a salmon. And I went out in the river like in a dream, put the fly over this fish, and he took on the first cast, head and tail, just move. And this fish was so big, and this beat is 3 kilometers upstream. This fish, he was backing down the river. He was not really running down. He was just hanging and backing down the whole way, more or less. And we saw the fish many times. It was a monster. And when we were fighting the fish under the bridge on the highway, we had audience, so many audience coming, because this was a record fish ever in Iceland. And this fish eventually took me to this corner, you see, on the opposite of the river. And this fish went down the glacier river, stripped off all my line, and took everything. That was the end of it. And this was not in the middle of the night, but it was in a pitch dark, because it was in the autumn, and I think I had this fish on for 2.5 hours. And this story actually came in the newspapers, because there were people with cameras following us on the bank, and it was just unreal fish. Absolutely unreal. So this is the story of my biggest lost fish.
In the Icelandic way, we are transported to the next river, the famous East Ranga River, 10 miles southeast of Reykjavik, in a 4-wheel drive. This is one of Iceland's best salmon rivers, so Kenny has great expectations.
We have just arrived East Ranga River. I think it's one of the most famous river at Iceland at all. So I'm a bit nervous. It's a very expensive river, and so many famous people have been fishing here. And now it's my turn to try it. That's amazing. So I think I'll switch for a sinking line and go a little bit deeper, because the river is pretty big and cold. So I have 2 switches and preparing the first salmon in Eastern Ranga. It's my first time in Eastern Ranga, and I'm satisfied if I only catch 1 fish, just 1. That'll be very nice. And of course, if I can catch a couple or a few more, that'll be fun. We'll see. There must be a fish out here. Oh! Yeah!
The first Ranger salmon is hooked, and expectations are confirmed. Now it's just to enjoy the fight and fish on.
I have to find that perfect state, perfect place to land it.
Next to these grass-covered steep sides of the river, the water can be quite deep. That makes it difficult to find a suitable spot to land the salmon. Kenny is lucky. He finds an opening where he can safely land the fish. All he needs to do now is to remove the hook and release the salmon back into the river. And another fish fell for the fly on the Ranger. The first day's fishing on the Ranger produced 8 fine salmon for Kenny. That's Iceland for you.
Beautiful fish.
We meet up with Arnie again at Ystri Ranger, and he tells us about the river's remarkable cultivation story.
Well, here we are again on the East Rangá. Now we are going to try our luck here on the so-called long pool. They had quite a good catch here before lunch. And our friends are fishing up there in a pool called Lóatún, and I saw he just hooked a fish and lost it now. It's an amazing river, East Rangá. It's already now at 5,000 salmon and still 1.5, 2 months to go of the season. Last year we had 7,500 salmon from this river, and that was a record, and now we are probably going up to 8 or 9 or 10,000 from East Rangá alone, which is a record ever on any Icelandic salmon river. And it's quite an amazing story because 15 years ago the average catch on this river was maybe 25, 30 salmon, and then the landowners here, they started to fiddling around with the smolt releasing program, and year by year they increased the knowledge and the number of smolt released, and finally this is the outcome, to be the worst salmon river in Iceland to becoming the best salmon river ever in Iceland, maybe one of the best in Europe. And the landowners have made an extremely good job here. It's fantastic. Now hundreds of people are coming to this river. We have built a big lodge here, and it's quite an operation. It's like a vitamin injection for the community here. Everything is about salmon now. Well, we give it a little go here. I'm going to try the sunrise shadow, and it's a sunrise shadow on a brass tube, so it goes a little bit under the surface, and then we can strip it and move it a little bit. We will see. I'm going to give it a go here. What tells you about where to find a fish on a big river like this? Of course, after many years you always gain a lot of experience, and you start to be able to read the water and know actually where the fish are lying. You can see this eddy. There is a nice sweet water on the other side and above the eddy. That's an obvious place where fish will be lying, you know. So that's a kind of a hot spot for sure. You don't want too fast water for the salmon, and you don't want too slow either. You want to find a comfortable stream and rock with like character in, like rocks and channels and things like that. But there is another good spot down there which we are going to try now.
In this river, you're allowed to take cockfish because the natural reproduction is next to nothing. But more and more fishermen are also releasing male fish. Arnie knows Ystri Rangá like his own pocket and knows where the salmon lie. Here you have to place the fly in the deep channel in towards the other bank.
Hop, here we go.
On the other hand, the hen salmon are strictly protected because these are destined for the hatchery. The cold glacial river with sharp volcanic sand is dependent on stocking with large numbers of smolt.
What we are going to do with this fish if we land it, because we need the fish for the hatchery, and you see the box below here, and we are going to put this fish in the box, and later on we move the fishes up to our fish hatchery where we take the eggs out. We strip the fish and we take the eggs out in October, and then we produce smolts in 1.5 years, and we release back into the East Rangá the smolts, and they are from their own gene, the same gene as from the river. It's a female, nice little female, not really fresh, but have been in the river for a couple of weeks. But good for the hatchery. No, it's a male, but we need males also, of course. Okay, let's put him in the box. Maybe them off. Ah, no one here. Okay. We put them in here, and now we just have to find a company for him. Maybe you find a nice lady to join him. I need to be close to the water. It's a kind of a never-ending school. You have to continue. You're always learning every day. And for me, you know, I've caught 15,000 salmon in my life, and it's always like I'm catching the first fish. You know, this salmon, my heart is still beating after 15,000 salmon. And the excitement, will I lose it? Will I keep it? How big it is? You never know. And every day is like a surprise. Every day I have something new coming. You will be learning and learning and learning. It's never over. And if you are a real salmon fisherman, it's in your blood, then you never ever get enough of salmon fishing.
No, Arni can't get enough. He has landed more than 15,000 salmon, and he's still as enthusiastic about the next one. So be warned, you get hooked on salmon fishing. It's highly addictive.
Oh, ooh, well, there we go.
The runs of salmon at Eastri Ranga are impressive, but only a couple of decades ago, it was one of the least productive salmon rivers in Iceland.
Fresh.
But today, it's probably Europe's best, thanks to a huge cultivation program, to the delight of game fishermen and the local community. It just shows it's possible, and Arni is personally involved in several projects.
Good. Excellent. 2 salmon in 10 minutes. That's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, got it. Hop, hop, hop. Holla.
Ay, jäinte.
Okay. Ah. You see.
Ja, noin.
Hop, hop, hop.
Ja. Ja.
Oh, oi. Here it comes.
Ja. Ja. Got it.
have been doing a lot myself also. One of those rivers we have been managing now is Tungufljót River. Fantastic, beautiful river, which have a big waterfall on the bottom of the river, and below that is only sand, nothing to do, no spawning, nothing. All the spawning grounds are above the falls. So 4 years ago we took this river on lease, and I wanted to try to put salmon in it. And it's 70 kilometers from the sea, and most of the people said, Árni, forget it, it will never going to happen. It's too difficult, it's too far from the sea, you will lose all your money, you know, don't bother. But something told me I should do it. So we made the salmon ladder first. We start to release a little bit of smolts in to test. And we took the brood from the Hvítá River, which is the major river. Tungufljót is a tributary to Hvítá. So we took the brood from there. And we start to release, I think, only 5,000 smolts. The first year we had 30 fish already. We took them all for spawning, all for the hatchery. 2 years later we had 96 salmon. And we are always pushing more power into the smolt releasing program because we have the result. Last year we had 660 salmon. This year, Tungufljót is probably the best salmon river in Iceland if you take catch per rod per day, because we have caught now 1,100 salmon on 4 rods. So it's much faster and much better than I ever dared to hope. And through the ladder, up to the spawning grounds, up to all the tributaries, there are already 1,000 salmon up there now, preparing spawning. So maybe in the future we can draw back the smolt releasing program and let it be 100% naturally. We will find out later. But this is a very given product, and it's a very green, friendly business, because it is a business, but it is green, it is conservation. You are making more space for fishermen. It is probably the most enjoyable thing I ever done, is to build something up from scratch.
Irrespective of this, our friends want to move on, and the road will take them north to Miðfjörður. Miðfjörður lies about 220 kilometers northwest of Reykjavik and is Árni's absolute favorite river. In this river system, he has spent hundreds of hours fishing and has crisscrossed river after river to find the best pools.
We are now up in the north, and we are going from one extreme to another extreme. Yesterday we were fishing in the big, huge junction pool with big double-handed rods, heavy line and big sneldas, brass tubes. Now we are up north on the Miðfjörður River, which is actually 4 different rivers coming into one main river.
Miðfjörður offers many possibilities.
Miðfjörður, where we are today, is a very special river for me. It's actually my favorite river in Iceland, and maybe all over the world. And this is just a small part of the Miðfjörður on Núpsá. It's the smallest river, and it's one river out of 4. Then we have Vesturá, which is a tributary. We have Austurá, and we have the main Miðfjörður River. And all together, this is 113 kilometers of fishing for only 10 rods. We catch here normally something like 1,200 to 2,200 fish every year. And now this is a good year because I think we have already caught 1,100 fish. And we will probably end with 2,000 fish because there is still 1 month to go from the season. Now I'm trying a very small fly, crossfield, and I'm going to try a little spot here and then going on my knees because I know there are fish there. There are always fish there. And I'm going to try my luck.
This is light fishing with a single-handed rod and keeping a low profile. You have to spot the fish, but they must not spot you. Variation is the key word, because on these small Icelandic rivers, you have to draw on a much larger technical ability than on the larger rivers of the south. And a fish is on. But the fight is far from over, because here there are many dangers below the surface.
It's a very tricky place. So many rocks and caves and everything you can imagine, all kinds of dangers. Well, he's getting a little bit tired. He has been all over the pool, this fish. Yeah, he's finished. He fights it very hard. Okay, there we go. Male again. Okay. Another victory from Nupsá. Good. Excellent.
Arni presents a fly with upstream nymph technique. Let the fly sink a little and retrieve in short jerks. This technique is far from simple when you have a full-on wind, but the salmon, they are on the move when the conditions are like this.
Excellent condition for this pool now. Wind, powerful wind, that's all we need now. This one took it's a nice fish. This one took a little Francis, very small Francis with a beathead on a hook number 14. And I casted it upstream here, let it sink a little bit. It was with a tungsten head, sink for a couple of seconds, and then I stripped it fast. Bang.
Playing salmon in such small rivers isn't without problems. Most of these riverbeds are covered with sharp stones.
Okay, here we go. Here been in the river for a while, this one. It was very strong, fight it well. He's a little colored. He has been in the river for a month, for sure. But it's amazing how these fish are running up this little creek here. And every year we catch a fish here which are even up to 16, 18, 20 pounds. And Núpsá is the smallest salmon river of Iceland for sure. And the most difficult and the most technical. Good. Very good. Excellent. This fish is valuable to 10 fish on another river. So difficult it is. This is so great for Iceland, this refilling hitch skating tube. It's deadly. And it's not only that, it gives you a lot of extra pleasure because the fish come right up to the surface, they jump on it. Sometimes you see only the head coming out, sometimes you see the whole fish come up in the air, completely cleans out, and he takes the fly on the way down. And it's amazing that he's not missing it, but they're very accurate actually. You can fish it in many different ways. You can fish it slow, you can fish it fast, you can lift the rod and let it skate more. Different things you can do with it. But you can also do it with a fly like this, with a Sunray Shadow. We put a hole on the side of the tube and we put the line there, and then the fly actually skates like this, and it really brings them into the surface, the fish.
Out in the pool, there is a salmon that breaks the surface time after time. He's just asking to be presented with a riffling fly.
I think it's even okay here. Look, he's coming again and again and again. He is a happy fish.
And Arnie doesn't wait.
Now. Oh, 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 oh. Fantastic, he missed it. Now.
But this salmon just won't make a proper take on the stripped fly.
Oh, oh, he missed it. Oh, beautiful.
Under such conditions, you have to present the fly as delicately as possible. If you scare the salmon in such a pool, it's game over.
Oh, big one. Oh, oh. Oi! Oh la la! Holy cow! Submarine. Oh. We have to play this careful. We have 8-pound leader. Oh my God. Oh, oh, oh. We'll be here for a while, I'm afraid.
The tippet is fine, and this pool contains dangerous holes and sharp stones. That's why Arnie has to dance with this one for a whole half hour. At last, it's finished and is steered into the shore without problems.
Beautiful fish. Very, very strong fish. Oh, that was a strong, strong fish. Full of eggs, this one. But this, now we are catching old fish here in Miðfjarðará. On the East Strangá, we were catching a lot of fresh fish, but there is plenty of water there. But with this water coming now, with this rain, we will see big runs of fresh fish coming in. The next days here will be outstanding. Unfortunately, we are leaving, but we still have a day to go. We will see. The river might come unfishable if it continue raining. But I would not mind. We really need a heavy water. I think this was exciting. This is what fishing is all about. This is hunting.
It's a new day, and Arni's fishing fever has gone into critical mode.
Well, we got the rain. We have been baking for many weeks. And now we have a condition that people will pay a fortune for. The river is up. It's not unfishable, thank God. It's grayish, kind of a milky water, but plenty water, and all the fish in the river, they will go on the move now. They will change position, fresh fish will come in. The whole thing will be lively again, and I expect good fishing today. I actually expect fantastic fishing this morning. I will use this sunrise shadow, cast it across and strip it. We will see what happens. Now I'm optimistic, like always anyway. But let's see.
Arni has found a pool with fish that rain and high water have brought up during the night.
Very hot. Oh, ho, ho. Good. Oh. Ah, bastard. Well, he was on the tail. He was here, and he did not really get the hook. But I felt him quite well, so I don't think he will come again. But we will see.
A sun ray shadow in the surface is the right technique in these conditions.
Oh, oh, oh! Out of the water completely. Beautiful. This was a very good take. This fish came completely out of the water. This is what every fisherman dreams about. It's an extra bonus to see them really coming out. Oh! Did you take it? Ooh! Oh, good fish. Big. Bigger than anything we have landed so far, for sure. Jumping. Ooh la la.
The fish is strong, and the water holds many sharp stones, so he plays the fish hard but carefully, without putting too much stress on the fish or the single-handed rod. The gin-clear water gives an extra dimension to the fight. This is Icelandic salmon fishing at its very best.
Nice fish. Sunrise shadow with a little bit of red in. That made the work. Look at that. It will be a sin to kill a fish like this. There are, in one female like this, there is 1 liter of eggs. We don't really want to kill such a value, do we? And she fight it very well. Happy. Haha, very good. Excellent. Now I'm happy. This is the fish I wanted. Good.
Salmon fishing is really exciting when the fish take in the surface. And Icelanders are specialists at this. We have a lot to learn.
Completely out of the water. Did you catch it? I think you had it. Wow! Did you get it? Okay, we are in business. Wow! Did you get it? Beautiful. Oi! Oh la la! Holy cow! Jump! Forward! Good fish. Big.
There are few who know Icelandic salmon fishing and technique like Arni. So Kenny has had a good guide and teacher. The first days on the Midfjordara, Kenny fished alone, and it hasn't been easy. He has seen many fish, but he couldn't get them to take, whereas Arni has taken fish after fish. So these are the techniques that count.
That was a fish. I just saw the side of the fish, the silver. Yeah, again. Oh. The first days I've been up here, I caught a lot of salmon. 12 salmon in the first 4 days, I think, on a few hours. But then we visited more difficult rivers, and it was very, very difficult to catch them. I could see them, but I couldn't catch them. And Arni, he's keep on going by catching a lot. So it's a bit frustrating, because before I went here, I thought I was the professional, very, very good angler. But there is something I have to learn much more about.
Kenny just didn't get things to work in Midfjordara, but Arni's at hand.
I'm really sorry.
My advice for all the fishermen who wants to be a serious salmon fisherman, we have great guides, and I think when you go fishing, be sure that you have a very good guide, because these guides, they have been on the river for maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and they know so much. And be open with them, learn from them, ask them, train all the information from the guide into your head, because it's like a shortcut for maybe 20 years. Don't let the guide sit around saying nothing. Ask him continuously. Be sure the guide is good, and then learn everything from him what you can. Because we have people here who are coming, and they think they are great fishermen, and the guide is trying to teach them, and they say, no. You know, the guides know it all. So that is a very important thing to learn from others, you know, because it might take you years and years and years to learn something you can learn in a couple of weeks from someone who knows a lot. So that is very clever, you know.
Everything has an end, even our Icelandic salmon safari. We have visited 4 beautiful and very different rivers with impressive stocks of Atlantic salmon, thanks to the management and administration of carefully regulated fishing and cultivation. Last but not least, we have now seen how Icelanders change tactics and techniques to suit these different rivers. Iceland is definitely worth visiting, even if you are fishing salmon or not. You are guaranteed a mixture of fantastic nature and culture, accompanied by the warm-hearted hospitality of the Icelandic people. We wish you tight lines.